For my main product, I created a trailer for a film called Bloodline, a website for this trailer as well, and also a film poster for it. I realized straight away that this was that all the products would collectively create an advertising campaign. So I did some research into what the intentions of each individual product should be, and I realized that my poster needed to stand out. It needed to capture the audience's eyes, and it needed to give a good reflection of what the film was about, show the key characters and the key aspects. Then I realized that the trailer itself was the most important part of this. It needed to sell the product, create an audience interest, and really show exactly what my trailer was about. And basically, the website would be for those who have already shown interest in either the poster or the trailer, so people that are already interested in the product, basically. So I thought to do this, I needed to create a clear link and like a common thread throughout each individual product, so that when audience members view each text, they associate them all together as one collective instead of individual different pieces. So to achieve this, I decided that I must have some similarities and constants throughout each of the texts. So, such as I've used the same fonts for the title. I used a font called BA Wet Paint, um, and I used that in each of my texts so that there was a constant there. I also used the font called Times New Yorker for my tagline, which is "How can a cure be so deadly?" So as much as I wanted similarities, I also didn't want. I wanted some individuality for each text. So although I used the same words and the same font, I decided to use different colors for those words and to arrange them on screen in a different position and in a different way. So in the trailer, I colored my title red and blue, the title Bloodline, and then in the poster, I changed the title to a white, with the heartbeat sensor and grid as the background to also create a sense of variety. Then on the website, the title is white, but to make it different again, I put a red tint on the edges of it. Also in the trailer, my tagline was white, and then on the website and the poster, I changed it so that half of it was white and half of it was black again, to have more variety and make each individual project unique. Another common trait of each of my texts is the use of the heartbeat sensor, which I created using After Effects. This appears towards the end of my trailer, with the aid of a beeping sound effect to make it more atmospheric and realistic. I embedded this into my website as an introduction to the main page. Again, I wanted the website version to have its own uniqueness, so I changed the color of the image. So instead of it having a red tint on it, I made sure it had a blue tint on it. Also, I used an image of the heartbeat sensor in the center of my poster as a layer underneath my title to separate the two central images of characters. I also have a color theme with throughout my products, which is red, blue, white, and grey in each of my individual texts. I've tried to incorporate these in one way or another. In my trailer, I applied a grey tint to the first half of the trailer, so each shot had a grey tint on it. Also, the background to my title, to my text titles, had a grey stone background. Then in the second half of my trailer, I added a quite a strong blue tint to it to again show the contrast. For my text, I coloured the letters in white, and for my title, I made half of it red and half of it blue. Then in my poster and my website, I incorporated white text again, and I had a grey textured background with a blue tint. The two main characters were colorized also. One was red and one was blue, each with a corresponding color patch over the face of the appropriate character. My building block remained a constant blue throughout each text. Having these continuous color codes, I thought, added to the atmosphere of the product as a whole, and it helps the audience to associate and familiarize themselves with the product, associating certain colors with certain characters maybe, or just the general colors to the overall collectiveness of the piece. I tried to combine a sense of narrative structure in each of my texts as well. I wanted to portray the idea of mystery as well as tension and suspense, which are key aspects of the genre of thrillers. So to create these thrilling conventions, it was important that I had a clear sense of characters and binary opposites. Therefore, I incorporated two of the main characters into my poster and website. I chose the dad, who is a central character, and also the masked man, because the audience will automatically associate the dad with good and the masked man with evil. So I put them on opposite sides of the poster and on the website to show that they're kind of opposing characters and they're going against each other, and to add that idea of good versus bad. The trailer also identifies these two characters as central figures, with I have lots of shots of them doing mysterious and interesting things on screen. And this means that having them on the poster and the website as well helps the audience to relate the different texts together and familiarize themselves with the characters, so that when they view each individual text separately, they'll feel that they are more interactive with them. The image of the dad that I've used is a very strong image, and it's used to draw the audience in particular females, because he's a good-looking man, and he seems to fulfill the hero stereotype. From looking at him, the audience will get that idea of some sort of heroic figure, and this is important that the audience presume that his character is going to be some sort of savior or heroic character, because when watching the film, they would then realize that by the end that actually he isn't, and that he's in fact a villain. And this is one of the key aspects to my trailer, my film even, that the narrative has a big twist and that the plot changes. So it's good that the audience make an assumption by looking at the website, the trailer and the poster, and then if they were to actually watch the film, they would then realize that it's somewhat different.